Hi there, Scorpio. This is Carrie at wooingnature.life. I hope you're well and I hope everything is going just as smoothly as you might want it to go. This is your reading for June 2020. I will be reading from the Sibyl's Oraculum. It is a very different system of divination, and I will talk to you about that as we go along. So I'll be reading from the Sibyls here. I will also be reading from Deborah Cobb Chapin's The Soul Cards. I really love these cards. I'll talk to you about those too. And this month I'm going to be focusing on work and career. So I will be reading from the tarot, but the tarot section or the tarot reading for this month is going to be about work, career, anything related to work. We talked about love last month and relationships, and we took a look at the people that were around us and how we needed to be interacting with them. But this month I am going to be focusing on work because some of us are getting back into the swing of things and also looking at what they want to do next with their work life. And then finally I'm going to close with some animal totem cards. We'll just look at what energies we need to be aware of through our animal helpers. So I'm going to start right off here with the Sibyl's Oraculum. So Sibyl's Oraculum is a 44 card system. So for those of you who are into the numerology, you'll know what that means. 44 is a building number. So this reading involves four separate sets of cards, and each set of cards has 11 cards in it. You pull from each one, and then you read all four of the cards, and then the four cards will let you know generally what you may be missing, information that you may be missing that you may need to hone in on, and then a little detail about that. And then there's also the last two cards are action cards, so like actual physical, what you need to be doing physically, and then also what you need to be doing internally in order to assimilate those energies into what it is that you are trying to manifest in your life or lifestyle. All right, so I'm reading first from the set of black cards. So again, you pull one black, one brown, one blue, one red. I'm asking for Scorpio for the month of June, please. Scorpio, month of June. Oh, there we go. All right, so we have transformation. Transformation. And that card I'm looking at looking back, being able to look back, and I am reading these intuitively. If you would like a full reading from the Sibyl's Oraculum, I can do that because it's more involved. There's text involved, and there's, lots of layers to each of these. So I'll just be reading these intuitively for the sake of time. But if you would like an in-depth oraculum reading, Sibyl's Oraculum reading, I can do that for you, and I'll leave that information in the box for you, Scorpio. All right, we're looking for a card for Scorpio for the month of June that coincides with this card, transformation. All right, so we have doubt. Interesting. Interesting. All right, so Scorpio, you are processing your transformation. You are in the process of transforming. It's happening right in front of your eyes. You can see it. You know that it's happening. There may be some fear, which is what this is all about. That's what the doubt is all about. And that's understandable because, you're looking at the unknown. You're not sure what is in front of you, but what you need to do is look at what has happened, because the best way to determine what may happen coming up is to look at what you've already been through, because what you've been going through is preparing you for what's coming. So instead of doubting or having fear or losing faith in this process of transformation, take the time to look at what you have been gaining, what you have been learning, what you have been building, how you have been strengthening yourself, what you've been strengthening yourself around, If it's family, like if you know you've been through a lot of drama with family, then you have been strengthening yourself around family. So something about family and that dynamic is coming your way. It's preparing you for that. Or it may be preparing you to help heal somebody else who's got the same problem. But you've got to look at your accomplishment. You got to look at what you gained. And you've got to look at how you've gained from it. You know, not all the experiences were bad. And I think the reason why you're having the doubt, Scorpio, is because you're not looking at what you gained. You got to look at what you gained too, not just what you lost. All right, we've got here, I want to get the other card before we talk about the action steps. So be mindful of those little things that are creeping up in your mind that are taking your sight off of your progress, your personal progress. And certainly don't worry about the fear part. All right, we need a red card. Thank you. They want me to talk to them. Sybil Oraculum, they want me to hush up. And they want me to just talk to them. And then let the card come out. That's what it is. Okay, thank you. Now that I know. All right, your two actions. We have transcendence and we have optimism. Well, isn't that nice? All right, so optimism is your first course of action, right? You have to remain positive in your thinking. That means no more of this. This is the little creep that's impeding your progress. Now, the thing I'm getting, Scorpio, is that you want to hurry up and get this over with, right? I have the feeling that you're a little bit impatient about it. But really, what's causing the delay is the doubt, okay? So, in order for you to get rid of the doubt, you're going to be optimistic. You're going to remain optimistic. You're going to keep your eye on the prize. But not only that, you're going to see the joy in it. And the reason why I'm saying that is because sometimes we can get really focused on a goal that it can almost become an obsession, or you can be blindly going toward that end and you don't really take the moment to receive the whole picture. And so they want you, the spirits want you to see the whole picture. They don't want you to miss any of it because it's really a beautiful thing. And I do see with these cowrie shells just an abundance. But this is transcendence. It's like going beyond wherever this comes in. Going beyond it. But the optimism is going to help. Being optimistic is going to help you with the transformation, or being able to transcend any doubts or fears that you've been nursing, okay, so far. So transformative time, a little bit of doubt, a little scared, a little nervous, not really quite sure of yourself yet. But the one thing that you can count on is that in a transformation, change will happen in its time. And you can really kind of sit back and relax and watch it go down if you want to. But there are some decisions that you may have to make along the way. But I think for right now, you Scorpio, is just to remain optimistic and allow your mind to elevate past the doubt, beyond the doubt, so that you're actually communicating with yourself about what you're thinking. You're telling your mind what to think. Second time I got this card today. All right, so we're moving along to Deborah Koff Chapin. All right, and I really like Deborah Koff Chapin's cards. They are purely artistic. These are just art cards. These are not associated with any kind of divination system. They're not associated with any kind of spiritual system. It's not tarot, none of that. It's these cards are created purely from an artistic standpoint and purely intuitive as well. So I really like them to read because they come from an intuitive place. So they lead to an intuitive place. Okay. So I got 3 cards for you today, Scorpio. One, I got the same card for Cancer. So you need to talk to some Cancer people about your issues. And your issues are you see, you feel, you sense there's something that you are that you have that you want to share with other people, that you could share with other people, but you're not doing it, you're keeping it to yourself. Now, it could be that this opening will happen later in the year, maybe in the fall, maybe as the weather breaks and things change, for real though, change. We have a change in seasons. We may experience some different kinds of change. But the main thing is knowing that you do see, you are aware, you're being cautious, you're being mindful. Some of this doubt might be creeping in as to why it is that you don't speak up about it. But at the same time, if you're not speaking up about it, you're just not. It could all be for a divine reason. It's just that you don't want to be hiding something that you need to bring out, because that's going to stifle you. Okay. I've got the rebirth happening here. You're nurturing something. It could be an idea. It feels like an idea. It could be an actual pregnancy here for some of you. If you all are nurturing an actual child in your womb, then God bless you, and we send you positive light your way. But also, if you're nurturing an idea, a concept, something you've been dreaming of or wanting in your life, contemplating how you want your life to be moving forward, because the way that it wasn't working for you. So now you're trying to envision your life experience and how you want that to look. In whatever case that is, then we're sending light to you. I'm sending light to you, but you want to receive that and be in a position to receive that. The best way to do that is to just be with it. You know what I'm saying? Try not to mess with it right now during the month of June. Just try to let whatever it is that you've already planted the seed around to grow during June, because you can't keep messing with it. That's what I'm getting here from this. Just allow it to kind of take shape and take form. So yeah. And then here I'm getting a return. This reminds me of the Ouroboros. So it's like the returning. It's a returning, coming full circle. And to me, this is also coming from this is about the ideas or the thing that's being nurtured, right? So there's something coming full circle in relationship to that. It could be that, well, I'm getting it's your vision, honestly. There's something about the original vision, the thing that you originally envisioned for yourself. There's a coming back full circle related to that. That's what it feels like. It's like you're coming back to yourself, Scorpio. Yeah. This thing is helping you to come back to who you truly are. It's helping to align you is really what's happening. So you're getting your alignment in the practice of watching this thing that you're nurturing into being. And that is quite a powerful place to be. Very much so. So if you have been nurturing a vision, know that it's bringing you back to who you really are. We lose a lot, honestly, in growing and living. We lose a lot. I mean, not loss like permanent loss, but there are things that we lose along the way to gain, because sacrifice is a part of, gain. No pain, no gain, right? So sacrifice becomes a part of that. So there's things that were lost along the way as you were growing, but you're coming back to that. You're coming full circle back to that. That's beautiful. I'm happy for you, Scorpio. Keep moving forward. What can I say? All right, I'm moving right along to the Steampunk Tarot. I'm bringing steampunk in because we are talking about work. I wanted to focus on work for the month of June. Work, career, anything related to that. We've got the Nine of Wands here, which means that you have been working your fingers to the bone. Scorpio, you have been burning the candle on both ends, holding your hand too close to the flame. You're on the lookout for something. You're searching for something. You're looking for it, but you've been kind of broke up. You got some mechanisms in place, but they're probably, like pieced together. You're doing the best that you can, and that's okay. But you've also reached the end of your rope with that. You can't keep going on like that. You can't keep burning the candle on both ends. You need some help, looks like to me. For sure. And part of getting the help is in recognizing that this is where you are with it. Don't keep going when you're already down. Just be down and say, I'm down. Somebody need to pick me up. It's okay to ask for help, Scorpio. It is okay to ask for help. Okay, so there is a smorgasbord of, it looks like opportunities to me. Opportunities coming your way, some things that you can get your hands on, some things you can get into. You've got to be wise and prudent about what you pick, though, right? Because you are coming out of a period of, I'm not going to say struggle, but you're probably tired and you probably need to rest before you make any decisions, right? And then I'm getting the Temperance card here, and Temperance is about balancing out, being able to balance out. It could be some of it, but it's major balancing. It's not just, let me eat more salad. You know what I'm saying? It's beyond that. It's really about being able to look at what you're driven, what you're driven toward, what drives you, what you're drawn to. That's not what I mean. What I'm getting is what you're driven toward. That's what I keep getting. Watch what you're driven toward, like that which you are automatically drawn to or what have you. You have to balance out, Scorpio. That's the bottom line. You have to balance out. It's things that you feel compelled to go for, you feel drawn to or whatever. That's not always what you need to be doing. I don't know why. Maybe it'll come back. What exactly the words. Sometimes it's hard for words to come through. I don't know why that is. Got to clear your mind so the rest will follow. So we've got a King of Pentacles here. King of Pentacles is about that money. You're trying to get your money straight, trying to get your finances in order, trying to get on top of it, or you're somebody who tends to be on top of these things. Fine, well, and dandy, but I've got this Nine of Swords coming right behind it, which to me says that there may be some worry or concern about it. And then we have the Ace of Cups coming in right behind that. So it looks like you're a person who's about your money, you're about your pockets, you want to make sure you got your dividends together, but there's some worry around that, which means that finances may not be where you want them to be, Scorpio. That's where your mind is, and your mind's on your money and your money's on your mind. And that may be what we're talking about when we're talking about temperance, because I kept getting it. It's something that's driving you, or that you're driven toward, or something to that effect. And I think that that's what this is. This is your focus, but you're going to have to balance that out, because what's happening is you're doing this, you're burning yourself out, being focused in this direction. I'm seeing that there's a lot on your plate. It's a lot on Scorpio's plate. Got to balance out though, Scorpio. You can't let it get next to you. You got to say no to some things. You got to say no to your drive. That's the first thing. And your drive is this. Got to get this money, got to get this money, got to get this money. You do, but right now, that's not your focus. See, when you're building, you don't build. This is about building. We started out with the 44 cards. 44 cards is about building. So this is about building. You can't, when you're building something, You don't use the same materials. You don't use the same materials all the time when you're building something. Okay, when you're building the foundation, you're going to lay the concrete down. That's concrete, right? Right? Be some rebar, whatever. But then when you go to the inside of the house, now you're working with wood, something else. So every layer of your building and what you're building has its own purpose. So it has its own material, it has its own thing, it has its own look, it has the way that it's put together. So you may have been focusing on the money, but maybe that now is the time to focus on something else. Okay, to choose something else to focus on so that you're not driving yourself into an early grave worrying about some dadgum money. You see what I'm saying? Now you have to focus on something else because it's just time for it. And that's with anything. That's with anything. And now I'm thinking about all kinds of building things. Like, you know how a bridge, when you build a bridge, it has to have movement in it. I don't know. You all, those people who know about this kind of stuff, you're going to know what I'm talking about. But you can't build a bridge tight because it'll fall apart. Everybody will fall in the water, right? It's got to have some fluidity to it. So the same thing with your mind being focused on what it is that you're trying to do with your life, okay? So there's an opportunity being presented to you, or it may be something that you need to present to somebody. Okay, so I feel like this is the opposite. I feel like what it is that you have a lot. Okay, so what this is you have a lot of things on your plate, right? This is you with all these things that you have to take care of in your work, right? So you have to delegate. That's what this is about here. You have to delegate. And in order for you to delegate, then what you're going to do is you're going to hand the task to the person who has the skill. So you got to match skill with task. Okay? And that's what you have to do. And do it on the humble. Don't do it on that, arrogant stuff. Do it on the humble, Show that you've been thinking. Show that you care and show that you've been thinking about each person that you work with and what they bring to the table, and then hand them that work, because you can't keep burning this candle. I'm telling you, Scorpio, you making me tired every time I look at this card. You're making me tired. And then the Ten of Wands here is burdens. So it is. You got to release the burdens. And look at what this chick is doing. She's releasing the burdens on the ground and walking away from the situation, right? But you're not walking away. What you're doing is you are delegating responsibility to other people so that you are not overwhelmed with the work. And the way to do it. The way to do it is to, one, recognize that you're dead in the water with this. Two, recognizing what people's skills are around you and then handing them the task that's associated with their particular skill. Okay, Scorpio. All right, I'm going to pull some animal cards and then we're going to keep it moving. Let me see if it's anything else in relationship to work. I just packed up the cards like I was done. But I guess we are. All right. Good enough. Animal cards. Gotta look to the animals if we want to know what we are. What's going on with us? You want to know what's going on with you? Look at the animals. Want to know what's going on with people around you? Look at the animals. The animals will tell you everything you need to know. We got that coyote energy. Coyotes are teachers. That's a teacher spirit. They teach you by tripping you up on shit. That's what they do. That's what they do. They trip you up on stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like the joke's on you. You'll be going along making decisions, but at the end the joke's on you. Okay, that kind of thing. Then you be like, oh, okay, I. Yep, that's the coyote energy. It usually happens when we are not going to get a lesson another way. Like somebody can tell you now. I always say coyote is for the stubborn-minded people of the world. I've had plenty of coyote encounters. I think it's for the stubborn-minded people of the world. I think that's where coyote comes out, because 9 times out of 10, you can't accept the lesson straight on. You have to get it off the bat, or otherwise you won't You can't nobody tell you what to do. In other words, Scorpio, you have to learn on your own, the hard way. And so Coyote will come and bring you that hard way lesson so that you will understand that. In the same vein, Coyote can be you. You could be that person that does that. If you know what you're doing now, you got to be skilled and masterful to be a Coyote teacher now. It says the coyote often embodies the trickster, a mischievous but a heroic supernatural being that uses magic, cunning, which I'm thinking reading charm, or deception to achieve its ends. Now watch out there now. Most Native American tribes of the Pacific Northwest claim the coyote to be their creator. In some legends, the coyote forms the different peoples of the land from various sections of the great beaver which it was slain. If you know this teaching, you'll know what I'm talking about. The Plains Indians also regard the coyote as a teacher and a magician. In all of its roles, the coyote is a benevolent figure who intentionally or unintentionally helps to restore balance and order. What are we talking about with that temperance card? So it's there to restore the balance and order. So whatever lessons you're learning right now, Scorpio, in your life, like like coyote lessons to me are those that, just that annoying shit that happens that you have to learn from, or something that, you be like, really? Yes, really. And there's something in it that you need to learn. Otherwise, it wouldn't be happening to you. We've got the rabbit, power, abundance, heroism, seasons, a cycle of life. The rabbit represents speed. The rabbit is also very aware. It hears. You got them ears up there. It hears and it sees. It's aware. It has keen awareness. It's being still in the grass, but it knows what's going on. And it's watching you the whole time. Okay? So that could be energy that you need to walk with, but it could be somebody around you as well. But that's the energy of the rabbit. It talks about the rabbit being connected to the lunar cycles and feminine energies. It talks about the Native American rabbit myths, and then we know about the Brer Rabbit myth. So rabbits are associated with power, abundance, season cycles. They're associated also with fertility. So we know about that too. So the main thing is about speed and awareness with the rabbit for me, for you. Especially if you get in coyote lessons, you better be paying attention. For real, for real. All right, let's wind it up here. We have a seahorse. Now, I heard about a seahorse, and I'm trying to remember what I learned about it. One of my clients has seahorse as an energy totem. Strength, guidance, transformation, and feminine energy. The seahorse is a symbol of power, particularly associated with the water as well. It frequently appears in the coat of arms of European nobles and is associated with valor and bravery. It's associated with Neptune and Poseidon. So, again, water energies, water spirits, and water gods and goddesses connecting to the water and the power of the water. And since you are a water sign, Scorpio, I would say that this is definitely a message for you. It's also about embracing the feminine. Could be within you or outside of you, but embracing that. But it's definitely about embracing the power of the feminine. It really is. So understanding that no matter, what your gender identification is, associating your energy with the power of feminine energy is what's called for in order for you to really be able to hone in on your personal power during the month of June. All right, Scorpio, that is your reading for June. I hope you have a great June. I hope you're having a wonderful day, and I hope you have a fabulous life.